Well, good morning. This is our first live stream on this channel. It's fairly new. I am in Orangeville, little drive through the town. Believe it or not, they've got a little bit of snow up here. My name is David, and this is Backroads, where I discover new pathways through countryside, through back alleys, through towns and cities, walking, driving, boating, whatever. I just try to explore new places, right? Everywhere I go. So I thought today I would do it based on driving around because I'm in between appointments at the moment, and I thought this would be kind of a cool thing to do. And I was just given access for the very first time, so this is good. I haven't done a live stream in a long time. I did a number of them a couple of years ago on my other channel. I have a running channel, so that's where I've done those. But today, yeah, this is our first one. So I am in the west end of Orangeville right now. It is 1:36. It is Tuesday, and it is about, how warm is it? It's about 6 degrees right at the moment. So apparently I am gonna go up along, this is what's known as the bypass. And a lot of the trucks take this route away from the downtown area and away from Highway 10, because Highway 10 is the opposite way. But where I am now, it's gonna make our way to Broadway. Broadway is the main street, and you know, there may be a couple of you out there going, Broadway, isn't that like in New York? Yeah, Orangeville was inspired, like the layout was inspired by New York City. So the founder of Orangeville, Orange Lawrence was his name, hence the name Orangeville. And he decided that he wanted to have like a little mini New York with regards to the naming of streets. And then that's how that kind of happened. On the left-hand side, that's just the long-term care facility, and assisted living, things like that. So if you're getting, or if you have a family member who's getting to a certain stage where they can't stay in their home and they do need help, well, there are places that you can see if you can get them into, and that's one. Um, yeah. So it is lunchtime, so you may hear me drinking in the background. I just got a can of soda water. If I go left here, it'll take me over to Grand Valley along Highway 9. It's actually called 109 on this side of Highway 10. I should say on the west side. I'm going to make a right, and this is going to take us right into the downtown area of Orangeville. And the founder of Orangeville, which is Orange Lawrence, he's buried in the cemetery on my left-hand side here. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm not ready for Christmas this year. I am far from it. I need to pick up a few things today. It's just, oh, I got so many things going on later on. So I always find Christmas time kind of always running around from place to place. I got a potluck later on in the week that I'm going to, so I gotta pick up a few of those things later today. So we're driving west, or sorry, I should say we're driving east. We're driving east along Broadway. We're in the west end of town. This will meet up with Highway 10. Believe it or not, there's like 5 Tim Hortons in town. There's certainly no shortage of them. And if there's anybody who's watching this from England or who's British or is even from the area, there are 2 British stores. And one is here and on my right-hand side. And there will be another one that I can show you. But we'll drive through the downtown first. It's been warm the last couple of days, apparently, and the snow is melting. And now this enters the downtown. There's a little sign letting you know that on the right side there. Canada Post, still on strike. They're all outside here protesting and whatnot, walking the line. This is an old fire hall that was restored right next to the post office, right side here. I will give these guys a little bit of a beep. And this is the cute downtown of Orangeville. It is a actually really quaint little downtown. It kind of reminds me of, what does it remind me of? Oakville. Reminds me of Oakville. Now, Oakville doesn't have like a median that kind of goes through the center of it, but it's quaint, and I really like the downtown Oakville. It's really, really nice. That's what it reminds me of. One thing that Orangeville is known for is they have a lot of restaurants in town. A lot. There is a fantastic one called, um, oh, what's the name of it? It's down here on the left-hand side. It's like kind of like a steakhouse. Anyways, I'll point it out to you. Got really cool little downtown, little clock there as well. And that is Town Hall on the left-hand side. You can't really fully see it, only because I've got, if I turn it around, you've got the big suction cup that I've got on my windscreen there. So that, unfortunately, will block things. And there is a statue of Orange Lawrence, who is the founder of Orangeville. On the left-hand side here, this little medium, you will see the backside of him standing there. This is what's called as the Credit Flats. I'll explain that in a minute. Greystones on the left-hand side, you can see the building. That went under major renovations, and that was the place I was talking about. It's one of the oldest places in town. You know, and this would be all washed out until they built the dam. I think it was like 1969 that they built the Island Lake, and they dammed up an area so it wouldn't flow out and make this all marshy. But there's still issues with flooding in this area from time to time on those heavy, heavy, heavy rainfalls. So this is Highway 10. I'm actually going to make a left at the lights and go north on 10, a couple of lights, and then I'll loop back into the north section of Orangeville and drive up First Street. But you got Boston Pizza up ahead, and you got the Best Western, and then you've got Dragonfly Park on the right-hand side, where the big flag is. That's very marshy in there. There's a boardwalk that walks through. It's kind of nice. A lot of dragonflies, which is why they call it Dragonfly Park. And you're going to see a big praying mantis in a minute at the visitor center. I don't know how many people go to visitor centers these days, but anyways, right in front, right there. Some artist made it out of metal. This big praying mantis. The other day when I was traveling from Toronto, to Orangeville. Man, oh man, snow. The snow was a little crazy. Got stuck in one of those streamers where it wouldn't stop snowing. Island Lake is on the right-hand side. There's Island Lake Conservation Area. You can do about 10 kilometers. Good loop in there. Really nice. I've been in there a number of times. I've gone running in there. We're going to drive past the old Orangeville Mall. It's being turned into a big box plaza now because the mall was pretty awful. So yeah, so now you got, Metro, HomeSense, Sports Check, Michaels, PetSmart, Marshalls, you got the bank. That used to be the mall. Yeah, so this is First Street, just all your typical businesses. There is a creek on the right-hand side, right where those cars are turning right. And I've been here on some heavy rainfall days, and man, oh man, this whole street was flooded all the way up to the Remax office on the left-hand side, across the street. There's a good bookstore in the plaza on the left here. Again, can't really see it, but it's a place called Bookalore. They've, they've been here a long time. I think they've been here for like over 30, maybe 35 years now. Bought a couple of Christmas gifts in there a number of years ago when I was visiting a friend in Orangeville. Yeah, so Shelley on the left-hand side, and again, Leon's, just all your standard stuff. You got Walmart. If I turn left here, there'd be Walmart. You got Canadian Tire. Oh, and remember I told you about that other British store? It's on the right-hand side here in the Staples Plaza. It's called Blighty's. So that's two British stores. Yeah, it's warming up. It's got up to 7 degrees now. home on the left called Dodson McNear. And I believe the place is Dufferin Oaks on the right-hand side. Again, it's a home for the elderly, assisted living and whatnot, and amongst other things. Also, what's really cool, you got these like statues on the right-hand side of these old tree stumps. Like you cut the tree down, and then they would leave a certain amount, and then you'd have local carvers come and they would turn it into something, which is really cool. And there's all kinds of them in Orangeville. So here we are back to Broadway, and instead of going left, because that's the way that we just went down, I'll go right, and we'll go back. And then I'll take you through another street here. It's either Elizabeth or Zina Street. I'll take you on. The old Uptown Theater, right-hand side. It's now a church, I believe, or it's owned by one of the churches. Wow. Somebody wasn't happy that someone was making a turn. Zina Street is really beautiful. This house on the left-hand side is, I think, listed for $2.1 million. This is the courthouse, County of Dufferin. Right-hand side, you can see, right, take a look at that. Isn't that cool? Right, so they've made there's a dog, actually there's two dogs. Local homeowners can also have these commissioned as well. It just depends on whose property it's on. There's another one right there, a bunch of owls. It's on the right side. It's pretty cool. And then from all the century houses, now all these houses were put in, I think it was like the 50s, like late 40s, 50s, that a lot of these houses were put in. 70s as well. You can tell by the style of them. Wow, sun's coming out. I haven't seen the sun in like, I don't know, it's been a while. It's been a little while. Now we're at the back end of Big Box Plaza. I was at the Satellites there before. Just kind of done a little bit of a loop. And actually, I'll go park where that British store is. And then I will make my way back to TO. There's Blady's right there. Thanks for joining me on this little drive about. And until the next video, like I always say, get out and explore. Thanks, guys.